Hi, welcome to the weekend plan of attack. We will start with watching Rob's Strat weekend vid. Then I will give you my top picks going into the week and setups that I like. So let's get started with no further delay and listen to what Rob has to say.
Hello everyone, I'm Rob Smith in the Black Channel here, Ticker Talker, and we've got inside weeks, and so a lot of things doing a whole bunch of nothing, so the tone will change if we can get these things to break one or the other. Here you can see on the SPY, inside, outside, inside. So we do have the 3-1, we're closer to the downside. The other problem is here we're coming through half the month and doing nothing. Look at this doji on the month. That's a problem. We've also got a short week. We've got inauguration and all sorts of things going on. But a short week says that we could have some more inside weeks because there's less time. But we'll see. QQQ here. Look at this. A little red on the month, and we'll get to the text section in a moment. But still real tight. And on the week, inside week closer to the downside, and it is also a 3-1. If we go to the Apple, also the inside week. So how do we get out of this? And for right now on the month, still handily inside month, albeit red. Like a lot of big NASDAQ names are softening up. They're not totally getting killed, but they're not doing what you expect them to do on the upside. If you go to small cappers a little better here on the month. You see bright green, and on the week, just some exhaustion risk, chewing its way up. You do have this outside bar, though, so if you take that down, you'd have your 322. That would be fun, but you got some distance on that. You go to TLT, a little boring, but it is inside month to the downside, so you can respect that. It's also going to start off the week. Here is an inside day, so we'll see what comes of that. VXX pops up a little bit on the day, but for the month, once again, this thing's doing nothing. Look at this. Look at this. That's a problem. Let's go to the Dow Jones Diamonds. Diamonds also doji on the month. That's no good. And the week did poke up a little bit, so it would be a 322 if we can take this down. Boeing, slowly but surely trying to walk its way down. Not doing too much, but we will respect this. The monthly shooter, it's below that, right? So we want to be aware of that. And so you can see on the daily, it's been doing this. Just pop it up, shoot her back down. Pop it up, shoot her back down. So it's been walking down here. So you don't really want to sell into weakness. You want to get those reversals off of this stuff to see if that Boeing can get a little bit more pukey. Go to Disney. And Disney, on the week, just takes this week back down. And it's not too exciting, but it is red on the month, albeit inside. And you can see this daily here. If this is the top of the try, maybe they come down here and try the out. We'll see. If we go to Triple M, just a little tight daily try like this. Here, so we can see if we can get out of that, because it is month and downer, just not totally falling apart. But we'll see there too. If we go to UNH. Doji on the month, so it either breaks above the inside month again or just doing nothing, but you do have inside week here, 3-1, so we'll pay attention to that with XLV, and that would be a 322 down, and that's also going to give you something like Cigna would do that too if we can get these to come in. Go to trannies, transports, also potential 322, but right in the middle of the week, not doing too much here as well. You go to the monthly. Outside, so at least you have that try, and that's good. Looking like this. If we can get this thing to come back through here, we'll see. But you got ODFL here on the month. Looking to go one bar rev strat outside month or to the upside. They'd be looking to take out 212.58, so a little bit left on that. If you go to UPS, UPS is still rev strat month, and now you got this on the week. Here, the inside Momo shoot, if we can take all this stuff out, would be nice. If we go to XLU, not too much going on there. XLU on the month, you'll see this. Here, doji inside, doing nothing. If you go to FAS. FAS, monthly, a little better, too, and it's way up. And on the weekly, potential 322, XLF the same. Here, so we got a lot of bank earnings. You saw like Citicorp coming in. That's going to be shooter counters the 3 weeks. So we'll see what comes of that. If anything, here you could look at AIG. AIG here, potential measure move inside month to the upside. And if you go way back on AIG, when we talk about used to be somebody's, AIG used to be somebody. This is reverse splitter stuff, but you can see that it's been a lot higher. So we'll see what comes of that. If you go to gold, and gold here, potential 1-bar rev strat month coming back through, and on the week here, just a little tight in here, so we can see if the expando of this outside 3 continues down through here, because you got AGQ outside inside 3-1 weaker, and also trying to go 3 on the month here. If they want to bring this baby back through, and that's going to give you like GDX, almost rev strat monther, and we can watch the JNUG because it moves around a lot, and your daily coming back through all this stuff, so we can keep an eye on that if that continues to weaken. Go to XRT retail. So XRT just blasting into the highs on the monthly, so that's good. So you got Target just still going up on that month and just kind of stalling out here. A little slow up into here, so tight range. Costco. And Costco having a little rougher of a time to see if they can come down here and triangle these guys out. If you go to the month, see this. Coming down here, red on the month. See if we can take these guys out. We'll see. If we go to Walmart. Walmart's still handily inside month. Doji not doing much. If we go to Abercrombie, I know it's Abercrombie, but used to be somebody and an inside month to the upside, so that's still working so far. We go to RL. Green on the month on a 2, but a lot of these things setting up potentially, which would be really nice. All these 3 2s. 3, 2, and back through the try she goes if we can get that to pull in. Walgreens still going on the inside month to the upside, and that's also they used to be somebody. So Walgreens takes these guys out. The question is climbing this wall up into here, so we'll see. We go to IBB. IBB, nice month, but you know it's fragmented, so we're going to go stock by stock. You did have, once again, this would be 3-2 down, but it's closer to the upside, and on the daily, just kind of stranded here. So here's that try down in here, that 3. Go to Amgen. And Amgen still inside month to the upside, albeit mother bar issues, but it is what it is. If we go to GBT, also mother bar issues, but coming up on the inside month. If we go to GILD, and the question is, can we walk back up this giant monthly try? And now you're going to start off the new week with Momo Hammer here to try and get out of this try, otherwise it drops back through. If we go to little guy, INFI, and just waking up, and just caught my attention because of the used to be somebody factor, like so, here. So we'll see what comes of that. Rita, and Rita here, you can see Rita trying to go inside month to the downside here, like so, and that's below 112.84. You're there right now. Go to TECK, XLK. Now there's a lot of push me pull you going on here, so a lot of the big cap techs coming in. So you can see it's inside month, but it's red. You got the weekly inside week, so and you're closer to taking out that downside. If you go to SMH better. And so the question is, are they going to keep piling into chips and dumping some of them big cappers, or what comes of this? So your SMH is right in the middle of the week. It's green on the month, just exhaustion risk going into the highs. But we want to see if we can take out either side of this and what happens with the XLK. If you go to Facebook, Facebook still on the month, inside month and down. Got some more to take some more these guys out, like in here. Take all this stuff out in one shot. You're going to start off the week as a 3-1er on the day. So if they want to bring it back, that's what it would look like. But right now, you're quarter down, month and down Facebook. Amazon, still stuck. Getting closer here in the month. So we're going to see if we can take this month out. Once again, that's going to be 3,072.82. All right, so it's getting closer on the Amazon. Netflix here took out that monthly low and then comes back in here. So just a little bit of a chop shop going on there. And on the weekly, nowhere near taking out either side of this week. So we'd want to do that first. If you go to Google, and the Googs, inside week for the Googs. And just on the monthly, not doing too much. A little bit red, but still inside, just not doing too much. NVIDIA, getting a little more interesting here. It's an outside month, and it took out the low, the high, and the low again. And that gives us a daily try like so to see if they want to rip this all the way back through here and take these guys out again and get this triangle to grow. Because that weekly here is that 3, 2, and closer to taking this out to come right back through that. We'll see. If you go to Adobe, and Adobe, also big cap, techie, that's 2-2 down on the month below 468.82. If you go to Autodesk, Doji on the month, and that's a lot of that going on. Just pay attention here because it's potential 3, 2, 2, and triangulate back down. If we go to Akamai tried to fail and tried to go rough strat month there, but then comes back with the 3-weeker to potentially set up the Randy Jackson failed rev strat outside bar here. So that's still coming up, and you can see it had a nice day on Friday to do that. If we go to AMD is now here, an outside month, and so that's also outside week, and so on the day, just going to give you a try like this to keep an eye on. Like so, and like so. Do we expand or do we get back into the try? Like so. If we go to Coop, and Coop, still an inside month, so we'll be aware of that, but you do have this potential shooter counters hammer week if they want to bring it in. Oop. We've got CRM. Been trying to hold on, but slowly but surely melting, bleeding out here and taking out last month's lows here as it continues to drop through. In that daily, we were looking for this try, and now it's trying to expand out through here. So CRM still having some problems here too. CrowdStrike, still a 2 and green on the month, but on the weekly, here, potential shooter back into a 3. So be aware of that too. DBX. Shooter counters hammer week. Still doji inside monther, but we're going to respect that too. MongoDB. Also potential 2 down, 2 up, and then 2 down for the continuation. Still an inside month there too, so we'll be aware of that, but it moves around plenty. Net. Also shooter counters hammer week. Doji on the month, so we're aware of that, but like I said, if we can get some discernible break here, a lot of good setups to the downside potentially. If we go to now, and now on the month is a 2 down, so and back into this 3 here. If we go to Okta, still handily inside month, but once again, the potential for the shooter counters hammer week. Team, not there yet, but gets my attention here if we can go 2 on the month, and that's below 218.90. You're getting closer. PAYC, that is a 2 month to the downside, and so this thing is usually pretty clean. As you can see, a lot of these moves. So long as it's below 404.93, where it is right now. If we go to Corvo on the semis, still 2 green on the month. On the week, potential shooter counters 3. So watch that with semis, with SWKS, an inside week, but closer to the downside. And the good part about that is it would be red on the month if it comes back through. If we go to Twitter is a 2 down, back through the try she goes on the month. W-Day, and W-Day not there yet, still an inside month, but getting there, and you got an inside week here to try and come back through all this stuff. Just a few more ADP. Also, 2-2 reversal month coming back down. American Tire is red on the month, but see if they want to come back into these, because you got a hammer potentially coming back through all this stuff with SBAC here, also hammering back, potentially back into a 3 up. If we go to AVLR, inside week, and if it breaks to the downside, that would cause the rebreak here of the 2-2 month reversal. Beyond the meat, coming up in potential 1 bar rev strat month to the upside. You're going to start off as potential measured mover inside day. Colgate with the XLP crew, inside week, and if that breaks to the downside, that would reconfirm the inside month to the downside. EXPE, still an inside month, but bright green, And the week went 2-2 back up on the reversal. And so to start off the week, we'll see if they want to go 2-2-2 and take it up into the highs. Flava Flav, IFF. Still green on the month, but an outside 1-bar rev stretch. So anytime it's a 3, once a 3, always a 3, can't not be. And that's going to look like this. Shooter counters outside week if they want to bring that in. LKQ, also shooter counters outside week. NVCR, shooter counters hammer week. Doji Munter, like a lot of things. Sedge, getting pounded on Friday. Here. And now, we'll see if we can get the outside month to get some more distance if they want to keep pounding that thing. And Tesla, bright green on the month. Now you got an inside week. Which side of that? That'll tell the tale. So a lot of inside weeks got to break, and then we're going to judge. We'll see how many of them break to the upside, how many break to the downside. Do they stay out? Like I said, short week, inauguration week. So lots going on right now. There's a lot of things doing nothing. But now we have all these signals to set up to break, right? We didn't have that. A lot of exhaustion risk, and that's what you can expect in exhaustion risk. Some sideways, and then it's either continuation or reversals. All right, that's going to do it for Dan Rob Smith and Smith Black Channel TikTok.
Okay, so we'll run through some of the charts I'm looking at for tomorrow's open. Obviously, we'll have a lot more detail in the morning at the pre-market attack. The first list of stocks are stocks that are inside on the 195-minute chart. And people always ask me, what is the 195? Well, the 195 divides the one-day candle, in other words, the trading day, into 2 separate candles. So instead of having one daily candle, you have 2 separate 195 candles. Divides the trading day in half. I just like it better because a 4-hour has the overlap into the next trading day. And for whatever reason, to me, mentally, it's just easier for me, and I like it better to look at a chart that is all contained or ends in the same time period. So first, we have Amazon inside on the 195. And as with any of these setups, inside candles, you trade the break of the candle. Right now, we're closer to going 2 down, tomorrow potentially, with magnitude from the wick of that bottom candle at about 3,100 down to 3073. And that'll be true for any of these setups. You can wait for it to break on either side. I tend to wait for it to break the body of the candle. Just know that is not what Strat teaches. The ideal way to trade it, as Rob states, is to break the wick. So I don't want to go anything against what he's telling you. I personally just tend to trade the break of the body on the candle. So for all of these next few setups on the 195, that's what you're looking for, a break of that 195-minute candle. You could also do the hourly. A lot of these that are hourly on the 195, like Amazon, are also inside on the hourly, so you could trade that break as well. Baidu, inside break on the 195-minute candle. Blink, inside on the 195. Trade the break of that candle. Also inside on the hourly, consequently. Chewy, 195. JMIA, 195. Lemonade, LMND. This thing can really move. Nice small inside candle on the 195. Net, break at the inside 195-minute candle. Plug, nice small tiny inside 195, right near a gap. Doesn't mean that we'll gap down, but I like the gap. Things can obviously move quickly through a gap. QRVO, inside on the 195-minute. Redfin, inside on the 195-minute. Roku inside on the 195 minute. On the daily, Roku has held the roughly 409 level. It's just gone sideways for almost 4 days. So I'm almost looking to treat that as consolidation on the daily chart. And that 195 minute candle is real nice and small relative to the amount that Roku can move in a day, which is close to 20 points. So I think that's a fantastic setup. Zoom I've been looking at and actually entered for a swing long. I entered Friday last week and got stopped out near the end of the day. I am looking for another entry. It looks like there was a potential entry on last Friday, but I wanted to wait and see with the inauguration and so forth how we open tomorrow. So break of the inside candle on the 195 minute. I think that completes that list. We will review all of these in the morning. I'm just giving you an insight into what I am looking for, or what I am looking at and what will be on the watch list tomorrow. So let me just pull up the other charts. We've got Apple inside week, break in either direction. ARKK. I have this on my list because if you are someone who wants to trade Tesla or some of the other tech stocks and maybe you've got a smaller account, ARKK is an exchange traded fund. It trades just like a stock, and it's a lot less expensive than trying to trade some of these other higher priced technology stocks. You know, for instance, it's got Shop and TDOC and PayPal and Square, Tesla, TWLO, all the big names that we know, but it's a lot less expensive. So the options are pretty decent on it too. I just wanted to mention that. As far as a setup, I don't know what the setup will be. It looks like it will continue to down, but we'll have to check that in the morning. Disney is right on, let me pull up the daily, right on the edge of this gap here, not too far. There's nothing but space for it to fall down. If I'm looking at the weekly, that looks like it's a 2 down for next week, but in the monthly, that's not really telling us too much. We're inside candle towards the top of the range, but plenty of range to move down. We are also inside on the 195 on Disney with a smaller candle. And again, with that gap, that could be a nice trade possibly to the end of the week on Disney. Let's see what else we have. Google is inside week, and just like Amazon, Google's got a lot of range. It's also inside on the 195. So Google can be a tough day trader, but when you see something like an inside week, certainly it can move enough to break that candle in either direction. Same with the 195. So if you're waiting for a break on the weekly, and that happens fairly quickly, you could look to swing that. On the 195, obviously you're looking for more of a day trade scenario. Your initial magnitude, if it broke on the downside, would only be to 1711, but after that you've got it all the way down to 1696, and if it dips below there, you've got pretty big size gap that it could fall into. Not saying it will, but the potential's there. Lulu, let me bring up the daily here, move these drawings. I like this hammer candle on the daily for a possible run back up. We'll have to see though. It is also inside on the 195, so I would wait and see what direction that candle breaks. For Lulu, the 195 minute chart, that's a pretty small inside candle. Lulu can move 15 to 20 points in a day. So waiting for the break of that candle would be a nice, potentially safer trade. On the monthly, it looks like it's closer to going 2 down. Still inside right now, but it's closer to going 2 down. But with any of these stocks, that could change based on what the price action looks like next week. NVIDIA, whenever you see a chart that's doing nothing, as Rob would say, which NVIDIA certainly has been, I tend to just, I don't know why this isn't letting me, there we go, draw a big box around it. And to me, that's just one big inside candle almost doing nothing. If we look at the weekly and it opens around this 516, or I'm sorry, 513 level, the close of last week, and goes down, we've got really nice pivot machine gun back down. We do have SMH that has been real strong and is at all-time highs, but that could change. I looked at SMH, how it finished last week. All the components were red. So this could be the week that we see SMH start to make a fall back to reality, if you will. Okay, NVIDIA. Snow. Snow is inside week. So looking at the daily chart, the broadening formation, we are right in the middle. So I would draw the broadening formation. Oh, it's not being cooperative. Hold on a second. Like that. I wouldn't say right in the middle, but we're not. We're kind of mid-range, looking like we want to head down. And if I'm looking at the other time frames, they certainly look bearish. Whether that continues or not, we'll have to see in the morning. But right now, I'd be looking for a 2 down. And will it take this week coming up? It's very possible, because the body on this candle on snow is pretty small, and it almost looks like a shooter. Not quite, but almost a shooter. So we could easily take this week and head back down. Snow's got a ton of range. This thing can really move. Tesla, get all these stupid drawings off. Tesla really hasn't done much per the inside week here. So for Tesla, this inside week, that's a tiny, tiny candle. We trade the break in either direction. If you want to get a jump on that setup, there is an hourly candle here, an inside hourly, and you can always trade the break of that hourly candle. And then we're back to Apple. So those are the stocks I will be watching going into tomorrow morning. If there's any additions, I'll let y'all know in the morning. But right now, futures are up. As we know, that really doesn't mean a lot in today's day and age. We could wake up tomorrow and they could be 300 points red in the other direction. So just to give you a preview, we will be back at it tomorrow, 8:45 Eastern Standard Time in my Discord room. See y'all then. Good night.